A Course in Miracles. Lesson 102. I share God's will for happiness for me. You do not want to suffer. You may think it buys you something, and may still believe a little that it buys you what you want. Yet this belief is surely shaken now, at least enough to let you question it, and to suspect it really makes no sense. It has not gone as yet, but lacks the roots that once secured it tightly to the dark and hidden secret places of your mind. Today we try to loose its weakened hold still further, and to realize that pain is purposeless, without a cause, and with no power to accomplish anything. It cannot purchase anything at all. It offers nothing, and does not exist. And everything you think it offers you is lacking in existence, like itself. You have been slave to nothing. Be you free today to join the happy will of God. For several days we will continue to devote our periods of practicing to exercises planned to help you reach the happiness God's will has placed in you. Here is your home, and here your safety is. Here is your peace, and here there is no fear. Here is salvation. Here is rest at last. Begin your practice periods today with this acceptance of God's will for you. I share God's will for happiness for me, and I accept it as my function now. Then seek this function deep within your mind, for it is there, awaiting but your choice. You cannot fail to find it when you learn it is your choice, and that you share God's will. Be happy, for your only function here is happiness. You have no need to be less loving to God's Son than He whose love created Him as loving as Himself. Besides these hourly 5-minute rests, pause frequently today to tell yourself that you have now accepted happiness as your one function. And be sure that you are joining with God's will in doing this. Lesson 102. I share God's will for happiness for me. Pain has no purchasing power, and you've been running up a bill that doesn't exist. You walk into a store with confidence, not hesitation, not doubt, certainty. Because this isn't new. This is how it's always been done. You feel something missing, so you go get it. Validation, control, relief, love. You bring it to the counter like you always have, and you reach for the only card you've ever trusted. Pain. You swipe it. Declined. No panic yet. Maybe it didn't read. You swipe again. Slower this time. Declined. Now the mind starts negotiating. Okay, maybe not pain alone. Maybe sacrifice. Maybe guilt. Maybe if I suffer just enough, it'll go through. Swipe. Declined. Again. Declined. Again. Declined. Now something uncomfortable starts to surface. Not just frustration, but confusion. Because this changes everything. If this card doesn't work, then none of this ever worked. Not the suffering, not the proving, not the enduring, not the story of, look what I went through. All of it declined. Here's the part that stings. It was never declined today. It was always declined. You just believe the receipt. A blank receipt, printed by belief, handed back as proof. And no one questioned it, because everyone else was using the same card. Same system. Same illusion of exchange. But pain has no purchasing power. Not reduced power, not limited power. None. It cannot buy love. It cannot buy safety. It cannot buy identity. It cannot even buy meaning.
because it comes from nothing and returns to nothing. So let's say it plainly. Pain has never done a single thing for you. Not one. Not ever. That's not cruel. That's freeing. Because if it never worked, you don't have to fix it. You just have to stop using it. And here's where everything flips. There is no other card, no backup method, no better strategy, because there is nothing to purchase, nothing to earn, nothing to prove. What you were trying to buy was never for sale. Happiness is not a transaction. It is a function, not something you get, something you are, already placed within, already established, already whole. No approval process, no conditions, no receipt required. So the hand relaxes, the swiping stops, the performance ends, and what remains doesn't need to be acquired. It never did. Here's the verdict. You weren't using pain to get something. You were using pain to avoid realizing there was nothing missing.